relatively short class. So essentially what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna discuss some of the things that are coming on your exam, some of the potential exercises and vocabulary words, and then I'm gonna ask you guys to basically, if you have any questions or concerns about the material. All right.
Tá bem? Tudo bem?
All right, so to this sheet, this is from last year. So we have some to add to this list. I'm just gonna insert it here. But essentially so far, what we've discussed is the notion of who's a native speaker, what is standard English, what is standard, non-standard grammar, what are formal, informal styles, prescriptive, descriptive grammar, single clause, coordinated clause, what is a clause, what is a phrase, what is standard English, why is it difficult to define what it is, what is the head of a phrase, what is a noun phrase, what is a verb phrase, what's a preposition phrase. We also discussed what a function is and versus a category, what a lexeme is, parts of speech, so 8. We discussed 8, so adjective, adverbs, verbs, nouns, prepositions, determinatives, coordinators, subordinators, so 8 parts of speech, right? And we also spoke about different categories of nouns like pronouns, reflexive nouns, and then we also spoke about different types of pronouns, different types of verbs. So we have auxiliary versus lexical, and under auxiliary we have modal, non-modal, right? And then we also have different types of modal auxiliaries, but this isn't coming on your exam. It's not. So the different types of modal auxiliaries is not coming. You just need to tell me whether it's modal or non-modal auxiliary. We also spoke about transitive versus intransitive verbs. So some questions to think about that you might want to study: statements about standard grammar. How do we define best standard grammar? Do we define it best in terms of pronunciation or in terms of structure, right? What does it mean to know grammar? When we know grammar, what do we know? So remember how we spoke about how that it means knowing the building blocks of words, knowing how words combine to make meaningful sentences, knowing the meaning behind words, the different meanings, knowing what's appropriate in a particular context and what's not, semantics, right? What is another name for standard English in the United States? What are units of language that are smaller than a sentence, right? So what is a grammatical statement, morphological statement, syntactic statement, semantic statement? So that's to do with week 2. So that was when we were discussing the building blocks of grammar. So morphology, syntax, semantics. And of course, again, if I say parts of speech, and that's going to be a part of your exam. Something else that we discussed to much length that I will insert here is my text box. We discussed types of adjectives. So I don't know, can this get any bigger? Because I can't actually see what I'm writing. Okay, I see. So that lists types of adjectives. Types of nouns, obviously. Types of adverbs. Types of determinatives. Specifically, right? And then basically that's in addition to what's in this list. This is what we've discussed as well. So expect some of that to come on the exam, multiple choice. All right, so if there is something, some practice problem that you have to complete, it will be these questions or a labeling exercise. So I can give you a sentence like, let me just look up from the one from the news. That one. There you go. So for instance, the sentence, that's a title from the BBC. So the unusual tour that's cleaning, let me just put, that is cleaning Amsterdam's canals. All right. So if I tell you label the sentence in terms of its part of speech, I'm gonna label it. So label the parts of speech in the sentence. The first one is, no se pongan en medio. Determiner. Unusual. Unusual is modifying tour. Unusual is an adjective. It's an attributive adjective. Tour is a noun, so noun. That is a subordinator. That's marking a dependent clause. The unusual tour is the main clause. That is cleaning the Amsterdam canals is a subordinate clause. Is, verb. Cleaning, verb. And I'm gonna put this one's lexical verb. And this one's auxiliary. Amsterdam's, noun, inflected in the genitive. Canal, noun, and it's the head of the phrase. All right, so that's how it would look like if I asked you to label parts of speech. You could specify this is attributive, the adjective. Uy. Halfway. Tour, common noun. Is, auxiliary verb, cleaning, lexical verb, Amsterdam, proper noun in the genitive, and then canal, common noun. There you go. That's if I asked you to specify the type of part of speech, but normally I don't. Normally I just ask you part of speech pelado, o sea, you don't have to put attributive, what type of verb it is. You just need to put determiner, adjective, noun, subordinator, verb, verb, noun, noun. Okay? But it doesn't hurt to know that this is a genitive, that this is lexical, and this is auxiliary, because in the multiple choice, I may give you examples of sentences where you would have to know this information. Another exercise that I could give you is labeling phrases. Okay, so let's take the same example. So the unusual tour that is cleaning Amsterdam's canals. How do we label the noun phrase? Okay, the noun phrase. The noun phrase is in that sentence. The unusual tour is one noun phrase. That is cleaning Amsterdam's canals. What's another noun phrase here? Amsterdam's canals. And it's in object position. Okay, so that's my second noun phrase in this sentence. So this sentence has two noun phrases. The unusual tour. Uy. I don't know why it took the whole thing. In Amsterdam's canals. So two noun phrases, and the head of the noun phrase here is tour. So if I asked you to highlight it, you could circle it. In Amsterdam's canals, the head is canals, and you could circle it. So let's suppose that I asked you the verb phrase, label the verb phrase in that exercise. Right? The unusual tour that is cleaning Amsterdam's canals. That's my verb phrase, is cleaning Amsterdam's canals. Okay? So the head of is cleaning Amsterdam's canals is cleaning. This is the main verb, cleaning. Is an auxiliary verb, okay? Is an auxiliary verb, and the lexical verb is cleaning, and this is the head of this verb phrase. And inside of this verb phrase, we have the noun phrase, Amsterdam's canals. So this is labeling verb phrase. The head is cleaning. The first one is noun phrases. Heads, tour, and canals. Okay? So let's suppose that I ask you to label a prepositional phrase. Let me see. Let me look for an example. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's again from the DEC. So label the preposition phrase there. Preposition phrase here is from the canals. Okay. And the head of that preposition phrase, one moment. Is from. And remember that a preposition phrase is made with a preposition plus a noun phrase. So we have inside of our preposition phrase a noun phrase, the canals. So from the canals. So a preposition phrase is headed by una preposición, a preposition. So this is kind of, if I asked you to label anything, I would ask you to label parts of speech. You don't need to specify them in a labeling exercise, but you could in a multiple choice. Noun phrases and their heads, verb phrases and their heads, and prepositional phrases. All right, so, and obviously know that adverbs are those that end with "ly," but you can also have adverbs that talk about quantity, time, and degree. Nouns, you can have count nouns, mass nouns, abstract nouns. Uy. Proper nouns, pronouns, etc. And you have different types of determinatives as well. Also, you have quantifying expressions under determinatives too. Like 1, 2, 3. So all of that information is in your slides. So I am going to be uploading the slides after all on Friday so that you can have them to look over the weekend. Okay? And Friday we don't meet, so you have time to prepare for the exam, and then the exam is on Monday. Okay? The exam will be 1 hour and 30 minutes long, but there will only be around 30 exercises. Okay? So Monday, time, 1 hour and 30 minutes, around 30 exercises. I think it's a bit more, like 35, but you know, you get 1 question per minute, so you have more than enough time. It'll be during the morning, so you can access it at any point in the morning, but once you access it, you can't get out. So it'll start from the time of the exam. So I'm gonna write that down here as well. One moment, please. Okay? All right. Any additional questions? If you have any difficulties accessing the internet, in fact, I'm gonna pull it up to 1. If you have any difficulties, please let me know. All right, any questions, further questions? It's already projected on the board, on the shared screen. Okay? All right.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just gonna share this document with you now. So saving this. So what I would do is practice labeling parts of speech on my own. There's only gonna be like one exercise como este, 1 or 2. But in terms of, is this a lexical verb? Is this a auxiliary verb? Eso van a ser multiple choice. So if you have any questions or you'll have the slides to help you, and you can also email me. Okay, so good luck. I hope it's okay. All right. But honestly, if you have any questions, you have this week on Friday, you can review. We don't meet on Friday. You can review. And, you have up until Monday, basically. I'm not answering any emails the day before. So, okay. Well, that's it. Good luck. I'm uploading this. I'm going to send it to you right now here through the chat. And also elsewhere. So I'm just sending this to you through the chat now. And I'm sending it to you as a response to the email invitation. Está downloading on the chat, and I'm accessing my email right now. So please make sure you're able to see the review, all right? Okay, so just send it to you through email and also in this chat. I'll be uploading the slides on eCourses. If you have any questions, please let me know through email, or if it's an emergency, you can message me through the chat, okay? All right, so if there are no further questions, you may leave. All right, have a good day.